Hello everyone, this is Wolf, and in today's video I will show you the makings of the CD master of my newest album called Euphoriae. So in this video I'm not going to go into the making of the individual tracks, but still I want to show you at least one of the tracks, I mean the mastering part of that, just so that you will have some generic clue. This is Angels Don't Fly, and yeah, okay, we don't care about that now. So this is the project itself for the track, and the master of the individual tracks, actually nothing fancy, usually just a limiter exported to DPL set to a comfy -1 dB, and I used some measuring tools inside Carla to set the LUFS and stuff, but this is not that important here. So yeah, file export, and I'm not going to override the existing one, but I will show you the settings. Export between loop markers, this is important, and file format wave. I could actually export to FLAC, but a lot of other users said that FLAC export in LMS is a bit like bugged. So yeah, and sampling rate 192K and bit depth 32-bit float. I explained why I do it this way in the previous like in the Galactic Center breakdown video. If you're interested, watch that one. Interpolation, yeah, the same thing. And start, and I'm not gonna start it now. You know what, I'm gonna start it now, because like it won't override the old one. And as soon as it's done, and it's done. So we exported the LMMS project basically, and as you can see, this is the one. But let's just open it with Audacity, and yes, this is Audacity right here. Even though the name is different, it's a fork, but that's not important here. And as you can see, what I do here is take a look at the start, and let's see. I usually do a small fade in here, fade in, to make sure it starts on complete silence, and maybe also add some offset from the start. This is to prevent the beginning being cut off by MP3 compression and all that kinds of weird thing that happen, like quarter of a second or something like that. And also at the end, as you can see, we have a nice decay, I mean release of some reverb at the end. What I like to do is that make it end at on a whole second, because like OCD and whatnot, 8 minutes. And snap to I can actually set it to snap to seconds here, and yeah, delete, and make it a nice fade out to make sure that it also ends on silence. Okay, let's believe it ends actually on silence. And this is actually the final master of the track, and now we can export it. File export and export audio, and Angels Don't Fly -master.flac. I'm not gonna override that one, but yeah, that's what I name it. Save, and 24-bit, because we want to have the full resolution. Exporting, and the export is done. And then actually this, we don't even need the wave anymore. Yeah, so this is what we exported, which is actually this one. This is the real one I already had. This is the final master of the track, and if it's a single release, then I convert this one down to 44.1K and 16-bit, and that's what goes up to Bandcamp, Audios, and all the other streaming services. The only exception is YouTube, because like YouTube converts it down to their own formats anyways, so I just load this file directly as the audio track to the visualizer and save it to an MKV, and that's what goes up to YouTube basically. I know some people like to cut down the frequency range to 16 kHz because that's what the lossy codecs can handle. That way it would probably end up in a slightly better quality, but you can download the lossless anyway, so I just don't bother doing that. And so yeah, this is the master of the single, and this is actually where the actual topic of this video starts. Let's take a look at this file, Euphoriae QTR. Yes, I do the CD master in Qtractor. Okay. And as you can see, I basically take all the masters and put them on separate tracks. These are all the tracks, and this is where I arrange the final album. And even though I try to master all the singles already to like -11 LUFS, as you can see, if I open the mixer, Windows Mixer, and you can see I still did some fine adjustments, like 1 or 2 dB up or down. Of course, I listened to it on many different systems. Before I say this is the final, it's actually hard to say it's final, but like you have to say it eventually. So yeah, this is my final setting here. And as you can see, I also tried to more or less match the track colors with the pictures assigned to the tracks. And this is what we are going to export, and yeah, this project is also running at 192K. And that's because the built-in resampling in Qtractor is like very slow. Like you will probably be retired by the time it's done exporting. So the track export tracks audio and Euphoriae export one flag. Yes, 24-bit whole session and the master bus. And okay, I'm not gonna overwrite the old one. And I actually want to export this one this time because like Qtractor uses the Jack server as its own backend basically, and it will mess up the recording. So yeah, you can imagine how it works. Okay, and exported. And so here we have, if we edit, we actually already have something like this. Like this is almost the thing. And what I do here is take it and just set the sample rate to 44.1 and export it in WAV this time, in the CD folder, of course, Euphoriae WAV, and in a 16-bit WAV format. No, not replace this time. And yeah, this is actually, I could actually use FFmpeg or something like that just to convert it down. I don't use any dithering, so I have dithering turned off in Audacity. This is basically the final master of the disc, and since this CD is going to actually be manufactured, and I have no clue what format they accept at the factory, so I just made this Q file. This is kind of a universal thing, so this is actually just plain text. If I open it, you can see this is the file where all the tracks are defined, like the index points and the CD text information and that kind of stuff. You can see the title, performer, and this is usually what factory pressed CDs have, so yeah. And this is the important line, file Euphoriae WAV and WAV, and this WAV means that this is a WAV file, yeah. It could also be a binary file like a bin or anything else, but it has like the Microsoft WAV header, of course, and all this kinds of stuff. So yeah, this is the WAV file, and then we start to define all our tracks. Track 1, audio, because yeah, this is an audio track, all of these are audio tracks. You could have even mixed the data and audio tracks on a single disc, but right now this is all audio tracks, and index 01 is actually where the track starts. Index 0 would be the start of the pregap. So if you have seen like a CD player displaying -2, -1 and then 0, that -2 seconds is the pregap. But here I don't want any of that, so index 1 and 0, 0, 0, the beginning of the entire thing. And then the metadata for this track. You could have many more fields than this. And track 2, index 1 at 1 minute 48 seconds. This is where the second track starts. And actually, you can see you could even specify it in frames, like one CD frame is 1/75th of a second. I just like to use whole seconds because, like, why not? Aesthetics or something like that. And also to prevent rounding errors and stuff like that. And you can see we have all the tracks laid out nicely. And one last empty lines just to have the line ending, because some programs don't like if you don't have a line ending on the last line. So yeah, just to make sure it will work everywhere. Okay, and so this is the 2 files I sent to the guys over at HD Copy to start producing the stuff. And actually, if you open this Q file with some nice audio player like Audacious here, you can see that it actually recognizes the format and plays the WAV file. You have the nice track listing here, and it's actually a gapless playback this way. Even though this album isn't gapless, like my previous album was gapless, like trance music, where like all the tracks were actually mixed together. But this one is just the tracks following each other, so it's not that important to have gapless playback, but I just usually do it this way. And of course, for the Bandcamp and Audius release, I had to cut this thing up to like individual tracks, and I actually did that using actually a bash solution here in the digital release folder. Maybe I can up arrow it. So this is the one-liner that did the trick. You can copy it if you want. And yeah, we have all these tracks as individual files, excuse me. I could actually just upload the masters of the tracks, but then it won't be the same if you download that and burn it to a CD. It won't be exactly the same as the official CD release, because the gaps between the tracks would not necessarily be the same. I want you to get the same thing no matter where you get it from. And a few words on the cover art as well. Cover. The base of like the background image was made from this picture. This is a nice cloud. I took this photo in the backyard. It's pretty nasty cloud, it's nice. And then I put this picture into GIMP and used the RGB levels filter to make this set of colors basically. This was actually inspired by the royalty-free picture I assigned to One Night and a Half, the Northern Lights. I mean, this is just a cloud, but yeah, it's still nice, I think. And also it has the oilify effect as well. That's what gives it its painting-like look. And the rest of the cover art was made in Inkscape, and yeah, as you can see, this font here is this. I don't know how to pronounce it, but this is the one. This is a permissively licensed font, and I can't remember where I got this from, but yeah, this is the name of it. The background is just basically a rectangle with a gradient fill. This is the front cover of, I mean the outside, the front side and the back side of the booklet. And the inside, where all the spicy stuff is actually this one. As you can see, The font for the descriptions here is the Deja Vu Sense mono that I use for everything else all the time. And yes, the rectangles are perfectly pixel like millimeter perfect because OCD. So yeah, if you have OCD as well, don't worry. It doesn't look off anywhere. I hope at least. And then the backside of the case with the spine part. Oh yeah, and as you can see, there are these guidelines here, and there's actually 2 millimeters of bleeding, like a margin. In case the cutout is not perfect, then it won't have white borders anywhere. And yeah, this is the track list. Nice. This is the placeholder for the barcode, which doesn't exist yet. Title nicely arranged here. And yeah, this is basically it. And then finally the disc itself, with a little track list here as well. This text around the edge is basically done by first having actually a circle, and then I put the text on the circle as a path. This is like this is a built-in Inkscape feature, so this is nothing fancy either. And then this what is it called, the sparse code, is actually just
3 squares
that have the overlapping edges overlapping. Yeah. And the 3Ds put inside them. So that's basically it. And as you can see, there is no hole cut out in the center, and there is also no, like, it's not cut to like it's square. So, but because, like, yeah, they don't print in air, they have that much brain, I hope. And then this is exported to PDF, and the old version, just to make sure that compatibility issues won't occur, and said yes, 600 dpi. And that's basically what goes into the digital release. This is actually what you can download with the Bandcamp release. You can see, if I open it, it's nice. Yeah. And this, so as I said, this is what you can download with the digital release, but because the press works in a CMYK color range, I actually had to convert those down to that, like, yeah, as you can see, it's not that like the cyan colors here are not that bright, but this is what they can print, so I guess that's fine. I mean, it's not that bad actually. So yeah, this is basically it. Probably by the time this video goes out, there will still be some physical copies you can get through Bandcamp, so I put the link in the description. Be quick, because there is only 24. Have a great one. Bye.